Ladies and gentlemen of the media, we want to take this opportunity to thank you all for attending this media briefing today on the water situation in Bulawayo. Like the town clerk has said, that it is important that we always touch base with the media to clarify certain areas where the media, as we know that you are ambassadors, are out there, so that issues that may appear to be contradictory can be clarified, so that we don't have problems. Ladies and gentlemen, the current city's water situation is almost a recurrence of the 1992 situation, wherein the city experienced a crippling drought that affected the city's raw water storage and supply. It should be noted that the Water Act, as amended in 1976, provided for central government to be responsible for the water sources for local authorities. Before the amendment, the city had built 5 dams taking into consideration future growth and demand. The dams built by the city of Bulawayo before the amendment of the Water Act are Lower Ncema in 1943 and Upper Ncema in 1974, Mguni 1965, Mguni 1956, and in Caesar Mayfair Dam in 1975. With the advent of the 1992 drought, the central government, through the Zimbabwe National Water Authority, ZINO, drilled 77 bores at Nyamandlovu to tap into the Nyamandlovu aquifer. The project was designed with a potential yield of between 20 to 26 megaliters of water per day. The initial phase was done and completed at the Rochester with a yield of 10 megaliters per day, and the additional yield of 10 megaliters per day was to come from the Epping Forest project. Further to the Nyamandlovu aquifer, ZINO constructed the Chavez Dam from 1994 to 1997, with pipeline from the Chavez Dam to Mguni being commissioned in 2013. The Chavez Dam was designed to supply 20 to 25 megaliters of water per day to the city. The pipeline is currently delivering an average of 16 megaliters of water per day due to the change of scope of implementation, where 2 by 400 millimeter diameter pipes were installed as opposed to the required 750 millimeter diameter pipes as per design, hence the need for the upgrade of the existing pipeline. The current water situation. Due to the climate change that the city has been facing, the dams in the last 3 years, that is from 2018 to 2020, have received low inflows, thus resulting on the depletion storage to 28.42% as at 4th June 2020. With 3 dams having been decommissioned, the city is currently left with 3 operational dams. Due to the predictions of another poor rainfall season, the city in November 2019 alerted central government of the potential water crisis and continued to do so as the storage in the dams deteriorated. During the month of May 2020, the city further pursued its appeal for Bulawayo to be declared a water shortage area and submitted an urgent request for the implementation of the following projects. Number 1, rehabilitation of Nyamandlovu, at that time delivering 3 megaliters of water per day against its potential 10 megaliters per day. Number 2, completion of the Epping Forest, of which project the city partially funded at United States 4.4 million, which should bring an additional 10 megaliters of water per day to the city. Number 3, increasing of the Chavez abstraction from the current 15 megaliters of water per day to 25 megaliters of water per day to bring an additional supply of 8 to 10 megaliters of water per day. These short-term interventions are projects that have remained outstanding since their inception and are the responsibility of Zino, who are tasked by law to provide raw water to the city. For the short term to medium term, the following projects were proposed. Number 1, Kami water recycling with a potential yield of 12 megaliters of water per day. Number 2, extension of the Nyamandovu aquifer northwards to sawmills with a potential of 20 megaliters of water per day. Number 3, the duplication of the Insiza Mayfair pipeline with a potential of an additional 16 megaliters of water per day. After submissions on these projects, government engaged a consulting engineer to assess Bulawayo's urgent water needs, and they came up with the following recommendations. Number 1, Nyamandovu rehabilitation to increase abstraction from an average of 3 megaliters of water per day to 10 megaliters of water per day, and the Epping Forest completion to bring an additional 10 megaliters of water per day. Number 2, the operating Mguni dam with all 3 pumps on duty to increase output from 18 to 41 megaliters of water per day. Number 3, to increase abstraction from Insiza dam from 22 megaliters of water per day to 51 megaliters of water per day. Number 4, increase delivery of Mchabez from 16 megaliters of water per day to 36 megaliters of water per day through the additional of online boosters. These proposals, ladies and gentlemen, were made public before council and the Zino engineers could review the impact and the proposed figures thereof. Consultations were then subsequently carried out, and the following projects were then agreed on. 1, rehabilitation of the Nyamandovu bores to deliver 10 megaliters of water per day. 2, completion of the Epping Forest project to deliver an additional 10 megaliters per day. 3, Mguni boost upgrade to 3 duty pumps and 1 standby pump. The scheme will have a potential of 41 megaliters of water per day. However, abstraction will be maintained to avoid accelerated depletion of the dam. For Insiza dam, only maintenance work will be done as it was observed after site measurements that the abstraction was already at optimum 48 megaliters of water per day. The savings will be used on the Mguni booster pump upgrade. 5, Chavez abstraction improvement through online booster with potential of 36 megaliters of water per day, and an abstraction will be managed to cover the downstream consumers. The urban water management strategy for Zimbabwe uses a drought mitigation condition called 21 months rule to minimize the effects of future droughts to urban centers. In summary, the rule details that if shortage at end of a rain season is not sufficient to sustain a city to the next rain season, which is December 2021, water shedding should commence immediately. This is the water demand management strategy that was adopted by the city since February 2019. The rule also gives adequate time to invest in mitigation projects to lessen the impact during water crisis, and in the event that the city does not get adequate inflows in the 2020 to 2021 rain season. The recommendations by the consultant, while appropriate to alleviate the current crisis, only add 29 megaliters of water per day in terms of additional raw water, and projections are that by December 2021, the city will only have 61 megaliters available from Mguni and the Nyamandovu aquifer. On the other hand, the proposals by the city will provide an additional 59 megaliters of water per day, and the available raw water of 97 megaliters per day by the same period from Nyamandovu, Mguni, and Mchabez. From the above, while the immediate interventions from central government are welcome, the city recommends that the medium-term projects be urgently pursued to improve the city's raw water security in case of another poor rainfall season, as it is unlikely that the ultimate solution to Bulawayo's water challenges the Kwaishangan Dam will be commissioned in the near future. Council appreciates the improvement on the Nyamandov-Rochester rehabilitation that has increased delivery from a daily average of 3 megaliters of water per day to an average of 9 megaliters of water per day, and anticipate that work on the other agreed projects will commence as a matter of urgency. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, we continue to encourage our residents to take note of the times water is available so that they collect adequate water for their domestic use. Every effort is made to supply the residents with clean, safe water at all times, despite the initial quality of water after treatment. It, from time to time, gets contaminated during distribution, transportation, and storage due to unhygienic storage and handling practices. Complaints have been received with regards to the water quality as well as diarrhea cases where water was suspected to be the cause. Investigations of all such complaints have been carried out, and the following are recommended as precautionary measures. Number 1, all storage containers should be kept clean and closed to avoid contamination, particularly for potable use. Number 2, residents are encouraged to store adequate water for use during shedding times so as to avoid collecting water from unprotected sources which may be contaminated. 3, residents are encouraged to make use of containers with narrow openings for filling and dispensing water. 4, make use of containers with dispensing devices such as taps or sprouts which protect the collected water from the introduction of contaminants. 5, drinking water should be treated before consumption by boiling. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we had for you today.